Greg Huey.
We've got Greg and Nick checked in, ready to rock. I've got Chuck and Sal out here looking for my other two race 4 drivers, looking for Dan and Sean. It looks like we got David on Dewey.
David L.
Ultimate zoomies. Big case of the zoomies. Alrighty. I think you guys got the right idea, starting right before the strike over here in the bottom left. I've got Greg going on the tone here. Nick will go second, and then David third. Unfortunately, I don't have Brian here with me to give me a hand, but hopefully I can get you guys separated well. Let's find out. Greg on the tone in less than 5. Nick. David. I don't think you guys look too bad. Okay, I can work with 3. It's just when I get above 3, I struggle, for sure. Rocking all the separation. Everyone rocking their own solo pace. 2 laps in, 3 laps in. Ooh, it's a fight. Hang on. Ooh, hang on. All right, we got David coming out front with that early lead. 37 in the 505. Nick, a 36 in the 503. Greg, a 36 in the 505. You got Nick trailing the leader's time by 4/10 of a second. Greg trailing Nick's time by half of a second. Sounds like the leader's scraping something. Making a little going down. Maybe a little body rub in the turn.
4 minutes left.
1 minute down with 4 to go, drivers. 1 down, 4 to go. We're still on a little bit of separation. About to bunch up here, but still separated. You've got David hanging tough by 1/10 of a second. Nope, he's got the full second lead now. He's got the full second on Nick, and Nick has a full second on Greg here. But it is Greg in the 3 spot who carries the fast lap of a 7:195 for you guys. 7:195 is your fast lap. We got a double tap over here on my side. All clear left side gives us our first little group out there. Group of 2 between David and Nick. Nick now trailing the leader 2.3 seconds. We have one Marshall over here on the left-hand side. He's fixing that rail for you guys, making it a straight shot. Giving you guys that full lane back. Nick rocking 2.2 seconds off the leader. Greg 0.2 of a second off of Nick. David has a fast lap of 8:167. Nick on an 8:099.
3 minutes left.
And with 3 minutes to go, Greg is still holding the fast lap of a 7:195. Caution in the center, wheels up in the center, 4 wheels up in the center. All clear on the field now, drivers, all clear. You do got one group bunched up. That is the leader and the number 2 driver now. Oh, wait a minute, my apologies. Give me that another lap. One more out of Nick. Yes, indeed, Nick has taken the lead. Nick, your leader now. Greg in the 2 spot, trailing 0.2 of a second. You've got David down the 3, 2.5 seconds off of Greg's pace. Nick, a 36 in the 504. Greg, a 36 in the 505. Oh, wait a minute. This might go for Greg. He was only 1/10 of a second off of Nick's pace. I believe it's Greg's race now. We have all held the lead, but it is Greg's turn here. We've got a 36 in the 504. Nick on a 36 in the 508. David a 35 in the 50. 2 more laps, and he'll be on a 36 lap pace. Final 60 seconds on driver's final 60.
1 minute left.
Greg is hanging tough on this final 60, rocking that 36 in the 504. David does move into the 2 spot on a 36 in the 507, now 2.5 seconds off of the leader's pace. Nick 36 in the 507 as well, 0.2 of a second off of David's pace.
45 seconds left.
Coming up next is 25.5 TC, 25.5 TC coming up next.
Thirty seconds left. Fifteen seconds left.
Keep on rocking, keep on rolling.
Greg Huey done.
Hello, Greg. Nick
Nick
and
done.
David.
David L. done.
Greg for the win on 36 in the 506. David on 36 in the 506 as well. 0.3 of a second off of his pace. By the end of it, he was running him down. Nick a 36 in the 509. 2.3 seconds off of David's pace. Coming at y'all live now. We're looking for 25.5 TC. Greg, Dan, and Ed. Greg, Dan, and Ed. We'll need David, Nick, and at least one volunteer. 2 if I can. David, Nick, and at least one volunteer. 2 if I can.
Ed Reynolds. 1 minute to the start of the race. "45 seconds to the start of the race.
Hey, what up? Cool. I got 2.
30 seconds to the start of the race.
It looks like we'll be having 4 of them. 25.5. Haha. All of our marshals will be covered. Love it. Thank you, volunteers.
15 seconds to the start of the race.
Hey, thanks. Magic.
Dan Renkamp. Greg Huey.
We just got the third driver. I don't remember who it was, but I've got that transponder correctly. I got that transponder correctly. Yes, sir. All right, let's get you guys on that bottom left-hand side. It'll be Greg rocking in that one spot, Dan in the 2, Ed in the 3. Oh, don't go too far. Don't go too far. Nice, nice. You guys got it. Is it just Chuck on the far side by himself? Nope, he didn't cross. He's good. I was afraid, but he didn't. Oh, cool. Thank you, good sir. Alrighty, guys. Greg on the tone, Dan second, Ed third. Greg on the tone in less than 5. Dan. Ed. Bum, bum. I think Greg is back to back, so he went from a 12 scale to a touring car right off the jump. No break in between.
Four minutes left.
1 minute down with 4 to go, drivers. 1 down, 4 to go. We're starting to get bunched up, but we still have a few open turns left. It is Greg coming out front with that early day 32 in the 5.0, working on the 33 lapper. He's got a 9.270 second fast lap. You've got Ed a 31 in the 5.06, a 9.690. Dan rocking a 30 in the 5.0 on a 9.834, 7/10 of a second off of Ed's time. You guys got close racing going on throughout the field. Ed only trailing our leader by 4 seconds. Nope. Double tap. Cleared it up.
3 minutes left.
3 minutes remain, so plenty of time, drivers. Stay calm. Stay for a long time. We're looking for Greg out front. He's got a 32 in the 5.03. Dan on a 31 in the 5.08. Not really racing for the lead here. He's got 6 seconds of space, but we still got plenty of time remaining. Ed, we got a race for second going on, though. 1.7 seconds off of our number 2 driver. It does look like Dan did a little jump move over here in the center near me, giving Ed the 2 spot, who is now 9.5 seconds off of the leader. Greg is just continuing to run away. But Dan 0.2 of a second off of Ed, so he did not give him the 2 spot by very much.
Two minutes left.
2 minutes remain now, drivers. 2 minutes. We are back to our separation. Greg out front on the 9.270. Ed rocking the 2 spot now, a 9.690. Dan 0.6 of a second off. Yep, now 0.6 of a second off. 9.8 second fast lap.
1 minute left.
A blower I cannot see is blowing. All right, it is Greg, your leader, rocking that 32 in the 502. All separations still in play. Dan on a 30 in the 501. He does go into that too.
45 seconds
Ed
left.
rocking a 30 in the 503. 1.7 seconds off with 40 seconds to go. NASCAR Heat 2, Heat 1, Race 3 coming up next. No, don't do
left.
that.
$15 seconds left.
Ooh, you got the other lap. Good job, good job. All the way around, drivers keep on pushing. Do not slow down. I got a race for second going on. Ed, keep on pushing.
Ed Reynolds done.
Oh, so close, so close. Greg pulls the win, a 32 in the 504. Dan, a 30 in the 503. Ed, a 30 in the 503 as well. 0.3 of a second off. They look done. I feel like I did. I don't know. No see NASCAR Heat 1, Race 3 coming at you live now. Matt, Ed, and George. Y'all need to quit swerving. Yeah. I can break you, dude.
Yeah, right.
I just have to pull up underhanded like this really hard when you do that, just out of instinct, because it's a tickle nerve thing, and your wrist is going into some wood. I think I can break you.
Your thumb's going into some wood.
No, it's not.
Now it's not, but now it can also. Now you also don't have a grip.
That's a whole arm. Just
Remember that thing about opposable thumbs?
no thumb. I hide thumb. I'll use my newly acquired
No
claws.
thumb, no beneficial.
No thumb, no beneficial. Did you see Dad's finger tonight?
1 minute to the start of the race.
Atrocious. Oh my god. Looking for Matt, Ed, and George. Aw. Marshals. Let me get Greg, Dan, and Ed. Greg, Dan, and Ed.
45 seconds to the start of the race. $30 seconds to the start of the race. The Greek. $15 seconds to the start of the race.
Got George out here. Look like Matt is joining the field as well. Marshals will be looking for Greg, Dan, and at least one volunteer. 2 would be cool, but at least 1. Huh?
Matt Hempstead.
I don't know. Would it be easier to do 1 over there or 1 over here? Did you say it's easier to do 1 over there? Okay. Greg, do you want to come over to my side? I got Chuck guiding me. I will always listen to Chuck mainly. He got good ideas. Ed, I don't see you. Whoa, that light got bright. Hello, light. Nope, it went out. Dang it. Hello, Ed.
Ed Reynolds.
Alright then, let's get you guys shot out on this bottom left-hand side. It'll be Matt going on the tone. Ed will go second. George third. Oh, a little too far for me there, Matt. Greg's got a pretty good idea. Yep. Yes, sir. So as long as you're behind that point right there. He said, I'll stay back here just in case. Okay, that's fair. I don't care. Matt on the tone. Ed second. George third. Matt in less than 5. Ed. George. You're all off, you're all rolling. We got some separation, but it looks like we're getting a group together already. Maybe I could have waited more than a 2-second mark. That's wild. Zoom, zoom. Ooh, got the zoomies, got the inside bump. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, wide turning. Oh, right into the turn. Oh, he cleared it though. Cleared it. Good job.
Four minutes left.
1 minute down with 4 to go, drivers. 1 down, 4 to go. Does Ed, your early leader. 8:27 in the 5:01. You've got George coming in the 2 spot, 8:24 in the 5:02. Matt on 8:23 in the 5:03.
Three minutes left.
With 3 minutes to go, that goes 1, 3, and 2 on the front stretch. You've got Ed, your leader, on a 27 in the 5:06. George on a 25 in the 5:11. Matt rocking a 24 in the 5:09. Ed a 10.7 second fast lap. George on an 11.9. Matt on a 10.4. Horizon 34. We got 7 of you drivers here tonight. Looking at that 7-man NASCAR A-main. Definitely going to have a lot of fun by the end of this. Oh, wide, wide, wide. There we go. He's got it back. He's got it back.
Oh, 2 minutes left.
Oh, yeah, he's getting there. Not me yet. 2-minute mark now, drivers. 2 minutes. Ed still hanging tough as our leader. We got George in the 2, Matt 3. Woo! Oh! Stinking rail. Who put that there? Brian, I think. I don't know. I don't know where Mr. Vanderveen's at tonight. We're missing him, though. Good save. Good save. Nice driving.
1 minute left.
Final 60 seconds. Our drivers final 60. About to see a 3-man straight line in about a lap or 2. You got Ed, your leader, George in the 2, Matt 3, Ed a 27 in the 508, George on a 25 in the 508, Matt on a 24 in the 505.
Left.
Coming up next is NASCAR Heat 2 Race 4. NASCAR Heat 2 Race 4 coming up next.
Seconds left. Seconds left.
All the way around drivers till you hear your name,
Matt Hempstead
There's
done.
Matt.
Ed Reynolds done.
Ed.
The Greek done.
And George, there's your race. Ed for the win on the 27 in the 509, George on a 25 in the 506, Matt on a 24 in the 507. That puts your early TQ for you NASCAR as a 27 in the 509 by Ed. Coming to you guys live now are Heat 2 of these guys, seeing if Sean's going to set a new one, Dan, Chuck, or Sal.
One minute to the start of the race.
Marshals, let me get Ed, George, and Matt. And a volunteer if I can. Ed, George, and Matt, and one volunteer if I can. I can rock with 3, but a volunteer would be cool.
The Unicorn. 30 seconds to the start of the race. Sean Bourne. SL. 15 seconds to the start of the race. Dan Renkamp.
Thank you, guys. We got Nick on the volunteer. Thank you, Nick. We do have everybody checked in and we're ready to rock. We got 2 yellows and 2 blues. I like it. You guys, this rundown will be Sean going on the tone here, Dan going second, Chuck third, Sal fourth. Sean on the tone, Dan going second, Chuck third, Sal fourth. He said, there we go. If it's like last week, it'll be a fight between Sean, Dan, and Chuck. They are all pretty quick in this class. Alrighty, Sean on the tone, Dan second, Chuck third, Sal fourth. Sean in less than 5. Dan, Chuck, Sal. You know, I guess I could have waited a little longer, but it's not bad separation. Not the worst. 7 of y'all is going to be really fun. Caution coming around the front. Watch out on the front. Good line and inside line. Looking good.
4 minutes left.
That was Mario Kart style. What do you mean? A minute down with 3:50 to go. You've got Sean coming off that early lead and a new TQ. But just as expected, he's fighting with Dan and Chuck. Stay low on the lower right. Oh, it's another one. Oh, he turned around. My bad. Okay. I thought Chuck had a double marshal, but he ended up clearing it up. Not too shabby. Now that does give Chuck the number 2 spot. Dan moving to the 3. But that gives Sean a pretty nice lead. It's a 3-second lead for him. Not doing too shabby. Got Chuck now 27 in the 5:05. Dan on a 26 in the 5:07. Sal on a 19 in the 5. Low on the bottom, top right, top right. Good line, Chuck. Good tuck. Nice line. Your leader's out there
3
in that
minutes left.
blue. He's rocking some fluorescent yellow wings. Looking good. Like the differentiation of it. I believe so. Sean's been winning. But you've got Chuck in the 2 spot right in front of him. That goes 2-1-3 down the back. Oh, now it's 1-2-3. Now the race going on here is for the 2 spot. You've got Dan 1.3 seconds off of Chuck's pace here. Chuck has just tagged along to the leader, it looks like, just holding with his pace, and it's actually doing him really good. Truly. Well, we've got 2 minutes. Anything is possible, but they're all on their own paces, though. So he's actually 8 seconds off of his current pace. Sean rocking a pretty comfortable lead on a 28 in the 5:04. Chuck on a 27 in the 5:06 in the 2 spot. Dan now 4 seconds off of Chuck, a 26 in the 5:01. Getting a straight line of 3 coming up. That's going to be fun. There you go. Sal rocking a 20 in the 5:14. Oh, it's a triple wall tap. 3 wide. Oh, good line. Good line. So we get this straight line working. What you mean? Watch this. Bow, 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 bow. All clear on my side. Thank you for letting the leader go by.
1 minute left.
Final 60 seconds on drivers. Final 60. You've got your leader out there with that yellow wing. He's rocking a 28 in the 5:05. Chuck is in our 2 spot. He's out there in the fluorescent yellow with red accents. He's got the number 3 right in front of him.
Left.
That is Dan rocking in that all blue, the Lucas car. You've got Sal right behind them rocking in the 4 spot. Dan 1.8 seconds off of Chuck's time, so it is a race for the 2 spot still.
Seconds left.
Good lines on my side. Just like last week, Chuck and Dan bunched up together, throwing these insides and outsides. Oh, it's a clip! Okay! Oh, that's not normal. Truly, those 2 are very comfortable on the lines. Keep on rocking, drivers. Keep on rocking. There's Dan there. Oh, everyone else still alive. I've only got Dan. Hello, Sean. There's Sean. Here comes Chuck.
The unicorn done.
And, oh, one more. Hey, yo.
SL done.
Sal. SL. She can't say Sal. It's okay. Sean for the win on a 28 in the 5:07. New TQ. Chuck a 27 in the 5:09. Dan a 26 in the 5:0. Sal a 20 in the 5:11. All right, drivers, it is 7:40. I will see you guys at 7:55. 15 minutes, 7:55. We'll be back. Heat assignments are posted for round 2. I'll see y'all in 15. drivers, we're at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock. Been a slow 20 minutes. 12 scale stock GTP coming at you live. Looking for Greg, David, and Nick. Greg, David, and Nick. Marshals, let me have my race 4 NASCAR drivers. Let me have Sean, Ed, Chuck, and Dan. I already had 4. Oh, you do? Because I take from race 4, and I think you're in race 3 this time. I think. I don't know. Yep, you're in race 3. For sure. Of course. What else you guys race? Oh, okay. Those little? Okay. When are you guys getting more of those NASCAR ones that you said? End of the month?
Nick Saley.
I'm gonna get one, dude. They look like fun, man. Everything's in and ready to run, right? Yeah. Probably. I see your little ticket here. They got the number and all the goodies on there now.
Oh, yeah.
One minute to the start of the race. Greg Huey. "45 seconds to the start of the race. "30 seconds to the start of the race. "15 seconds to the start of the race. David L.
Hey. Alrighty, drivers. It'll be Greg going on the tone out here. David going in the 2 spot. Nick going 3rd. David on the tone. Or I'm sorry, Greg on the tone. David going 2nd. Nick 3rd. Greg in less than 5. David. Nick. You're looking like you're on the bottom right-hand side. Hi.
4 minutes left.
1 minute now with 4 to go, drivers. 1 down, 4 to go. He had a little bump, but he does retain that lead. A 36 in the 503 for David. Greg on a 36 in the 504. Nick on a 36 in the 507. You were all racing for the lead out here. 1.2 seconds in total between the 3 of you. Turned around on the front here on the front. Oh, you cleared it. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
3 minutes left.
3 minute mark now, drivers. 3 minute remaining. You got David rocking around an 8.138. Greg an 8.122. David just puts down an 8.123. There you go. Oh, Greg an 8.084. Wide, wide, wide. Good line. Clear. Nick rocking around on an 8.149. Halfway there now, drivers. Halfway there.
Two minutes left.
2 minute mark now, drivers. 2 minutes remain. David, our leader, hanging tough on a 37 in the 508. He sticks down the backstretch right there, coming around on the front now. You've got Greg in our 2-spot, fluorescent yellow on the front stretch. Nick rocking our 3 right behind him in the green and blue. Now kicking it on the back.
One minute left.
Final 60 seconds now, drivers. Final 60. Grit trailing our leader by 4.3 seconds now, so David is comfortable. He should rock it on a new TQ pace
45
even.
seconds left.
He is probably 2 laps off of getting his 37 lap pace. Should set a new TQ by a whole lap possibly. Greg rocking a 36 in the 505. Nick on a 35 in the 506. Fast lap is held by our number 2 driver though, Greg. He's out here in the fluorescent yellow running a 7.334 is the fast lap.
15 seconds left.
15 seconds. Looks like David's staying comfortable on that 36 lapper. Quite possibly. Still a new TQ pace.
David L.
I've got David.
Greg Huey.
Greg.
Dunn.
And Nick.
Nick's a lead done.
David with an 836 in the 501. Greg a 36 in the 506. Nick 835 in the 506. Those 506s and the 6s. All the 6s. 25.5. TC coming at you live now. We're looking for Greg, Dan, and Ed. Greg, Dan, and Ed. Marshals, let me have David, Nick, and 1 or 2 volunteers if I can get them. 1 definitely, but maybe 2 if I can get them.
One minute to the start of the race.
I'm good.
45 seconds to the start of the race. Hello. 30 seconds to the start of the race. Greg Huey. 15 seconds to the start of the race. Ed Reynolds. Dan Renkamp.
Oh. I thought it was a lion. Nick, do you want to join David on the far side, and I'll take one Marshall on this side? He said, sure. Cool. Alrighty, guys. We got all three of you guys checked in. The TQ you guys are running for is Greg's. It's a 32 in the 504. It'll be Greg going on the tone here. Woo! Power slide. Dan will be going second. Ed will be going third. Yep, all good. Alrighty. Alright, Greg, you're locked and loaded. Greg on the tone in less than 5. Dan. Ed. Ooh, got the 9-second fast laps off the early shot. There you go. Greg just keeps putting down a fast lap after fast lap after fast lap. Oh, he just matched his fast
4
lap.
minutes left.
He put a 9.170 back to back out on the field. Greg, our early leader, A32 in the 5.0. You got Dan rocking in the 2 spot, A31 in the 5.02. At A31 in the 5.06. It is close racing all throughout the field. Dan 0.7 of a second off of Greg. You got Ed 0.5 of a second off of Dan. Little trouble here getting into the center off the front. It is all clear. Greg gets an extension on his lead, a 3.2 second lead now, 3.2 seconds. He's rocking a 9.157 second fast lap. Dan on a 9.650. Ed on a 9.561. 3 minutes remain now, drivers. You were 2 minutes into it with 3 to go. All the separation you could ask for. Probably see a group of 2 here soon, though. Maybe. Getting close to our 2-minute mark. We got a group of 2 out there. It's our number 1 and 2 together, but it's the 2 driver in the front of that pack.
2
Your
minutes
leader in
left.
the 2 spot, but they're rocking nice, fast, consistent pacing. Whoa. Yeah, Dan giving the outside line as he could swoop on the inside. Did a little bump maybe on the wall, but made it through nonetheless. Greg rocking a 32 in the 503. Dan on a 31 in the 507. Ed on a 30 in the 502.
One minute left.
Final 60 seconds. Our driver's final 60. Greg, your leader on a 32 in the 504. Dan a 31 in the 507. Ed a 30 in the 501.
45 seconds left. Thirty seconds left. Fifteen seconds left.
How do you sit like that?
Get my McDonald's one though.
Ed Reynolds done. Greg Huey done. Dan Renkamp done.
That's the race. Greg for the win on the 32 in the 506. Dan rocking a 31 in the 507. Ed a 30 in the 501. Coming at you live now, drivers. Low seed NASCAR Heat 1 Race 3. I'm looking for George, Matt, and Sal. George, Matt, and Sal. Marshals, let me have... Oh, that works. Greg, Dan, and Ed. Greg, Dan, and Ed. One volunteer would be cool, but I can rock it with 3.
One minute to the start of the race. The Greek. 45 seconds to the start of the race. Seconds to the start of the race. Seconds to the start of the race.
Hey, George. Hey.
Matt Hempstead.
Soar! Hey, landed it. Nice job. Got the traction over here on my side. Not too much sliding out here. Watch out coming in the center. It's all clear. Oh, well.
SL.
Matt's got some sliding going on for him, so that's good. Hello, Greg. Just looking for Dan and Ed. Dan and Ed will be all set and ready to roll. Oh, what up, Dan? And just looking for Ed over here on my side. You guys' rundown will be George on the tone, Matt going second, Sal will go third. Who? Hey, Ed, could we steal you out here for marshalling? Ed Reynolds, could I steal you out here to marshal? Are you letting your competition make you nervous? I can't help you with that. Practice makes perfect. No, you're good. Yes, practice, 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 practice. That's all I can say for that. All right, I've got Ed over here on my side. We've got the other two drivers on the far side. George on the tone, Matt going second, Sal going third. He said, hang on, let me whip it. There we go. I'll whip it. Reverse NASCAR, question mark. George on the tone, in less than 5. Matt. Sal. Low getting on the back now, drivers. Low getting on the back. Double trouble coming down the back. Watch out, driver coming down the back. Ooh, it's tight, tight, tight. Hi. Look at those lines. These three drivers are comfortable. Uh-oh. Nope. No, Jesus. Oh, gosh. Watch those lines out there, drivers. It's tighter. Well, nope. Nope, it's still tight. Looking for inside or outside. There you go. Nice. Oh, getting it back. There you go. Oh, soaring all the way.
4 minutes left.
Ed said, fuck you, Elijah. I'm quick if I need to be. I don't think Ed likes me right now. George, your leader, Matt in the 2, Sal rocking 3.
Three minutes left.
At our 3-minute mark, George, our leader, 8:24 in the 5:12, 11:9 second fast lap. Matt in the 2, 8:23 in the 5:12, and an 11:8. You've got Sal in the 3 spot, of 19 in the 5:0, 8:13.4.
2 minutes left.
Getting close to that final 60. It is George, our leader, 24 in the 509. Matt, a 23 in the 501. Sally, 20 in the 506. Matt is 3 seconds off of our leader's pace here.
1 minute left. "45 seconds left. "30 seconds left. "15 seconds left. The Greek done. Matt Hempstead done. S. Al done.
He tells no lies. 24 in the 508. Sean is a truther. George, a 24 in the 511. Sally, 20 in the 511. That 11 is kind of popular. Look at you, Matt. 10, 9, 8, 5. Little contender, you. Yes. Nice. Low C NASCAR Heat 2 Race 4 coming at you live now. We're looking for Sean, Ed, Chuck, and Dan. Marshals, let me get those 3 drivers. Let me have Matt, George, Sal, and we should be good.
"1 minute to the start of the race. "45 seconds to the start of the race. "30 seconds to the start of the race. "15 seconds to the start of the race. Dan Renkamp. The Unicorn. Sean Bourne.
And then there's Ed. Hello, Ed.
Ed Reynolds.
All right. Oh, I think, what was it? This will be a very close race between Chuck and Ed for sure. I think they have very, very close paces out here for qualifying. But these four drivers will definitely be a fun one to watch. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. TQ still holds tough by Sean from round 1, race 4, I believe. Say 28 in the 507. Fishing. Alrighty, drivers. It'll be Sean going on the tone. Ed will go second. Chuck third. Dan fourth. Sean on the tone in less than 5. Ed. Chuck. Dan. Ooh, good save in the center. Low C NASCAR for a body tuck. No bueno. Pete stop. These two going down the back. That's a race to watch. Great lines. I don't know where he's at, but it's the driver on a solo line. Yep, passing me right now.
4
Ed Reynolds,
minutes
your leader. That is Chuck in the 2, Dan 3, Sean 4. You guys are way too close to each other. Jesus, all racing for the 1 spot here, all 4 of you. Keep those nice, fast, consistent pacing. He's currently sitting in the 4 spot, but he's got the fast lap on the track. Sean rocking that 10:019.
Three minutes left.
3 minutes remain now, drivers. You got a 3 stack out there on the front, working it around. Looking good. That is your number 4, 3, and 1 out there rocking. Nice fast laps. Chuck, our leader, 8:27 in the 5:01. Dan in the 2 now, 8:27 in the 5:04. 1.2 seconds off of Chuck. Ed in the 3, 8:27 in the 5:05. Half a second off of Dan. Sean in the 4, 8:27 in the 5:09. 1.9 off of Ed. We're all rocking that 27 lap. Currently, though, Sean's TQ from round 1 is holding. Great save.
Two minutes left.
2 minutes remain now, drivers. 2 minutes. You've got Chuck, your leader, 27 in the 5:01. Dan, 8:27 in the 5:04. Sean into the 3 at 27 in the 5:05. Now 0.4 of a second off of Dan's pace. Ed, a 27 in the 506. Caution out there in the center. Go wide in the center. Stay wide in the center. Ooh. All coming back in. These things have like a blinky mode where y'all can turn that off or no?
One minute left.
Watch out coming on the strike. Watch out coming on the strike. Clear. That was our number 2 and number 1 getting bunched up, but with how close you 4 are running, Dan has
45
taken the
seconds
lead. It is indeed a race between the top 4 drivers here. This is going to be interesting for the main event. And with 35 seconds to go, it does look like Sean's TQ from round 1 is going to hold up. Dan running a 27 in the 506 as it sits. Jesus, the lines you guys are getting in your groups
left.
right now. My God. Keep on rolling. Everyone is alive. Everyone's alive. No one is done. No one is done. This should be everyone's last lap here. Yep, everyone's last lap.
Sean Bourne done.
Hello, Sean.
Ed Reynolds
Ed.
done. The Unicorn done.
Dan and
Dan
Chuck.
Renkamp done.
Dan for the win this time around, a 27 in the 506. Ed, a 27 in the 508. Chuck, a 27 in the 508. Sean, a 27 in the 509. Alrighty, drivers, we're at 8:38. Basically the same time we were at last round. So I will see y'all at the top of the hour for your main events. You've got a 7-man Losi NASCAR main coming at you, a 12-scale main, and a 25.5 TC main. And then anyone who's not racing NASCAR, if I can get you to stay until the NASCAR A main to Marshall, we'll definitely need some volunteers. I got both drivers in 25.5 TC going to the NASCAR A main. So far only one driver set to marshal it. So I'll definitely need volunteers and helpers for that one.
Greek. Twelve one. $23.8. 18-9. 11-7. 11-8. 12-3. 12-2. 17-5. 11-7. 12-2.
Alrighty, drivers, let's go on ahead and get into your main events. Coming at you guys live up first, we're looking for the 12 scale stock GTPA mainers. Looking for David, Greg, and Nick. Marshals, let me have Lucy NASCAR A mainers. Sean, Dan, Ed, and Chuck. Sean, Dan, Ed, and Chuck will be all set, ready to roll.
One minute to the start of the race. "45 seconds to the start of the race. "30 seconds to the start of the race. Nixali. 15 seconds to the start of the race. Greg Huey.
He just wanted to say hello to the wall. Sometimes the walls get lonely.
David L.
Where would you line them up at, Dan? Where would you line them up at?
Alright, if you guys want to join me on the back, it'll be David into 1, Greg into 2, Nick in the 3. Who? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. David was our top qualifier out of the heats. We've got 8 minutes of 12 scale coming at you guys live in less than 5. Ooh, ooh. David coming out front with their lead. Greg right on his bumper. We got Nick rocking in the 3 spot. Everyone's still on the lead lap here. Guys are a minute 15 in with 6:40 to go. David, our leader, out there on the front. He's got Greg right on his bumper, half a second off of his 3/10 of a second off of his bumper. You got Nick rocking in our 3 spot. All 3 of us are still on the lead lap here. Nick just 3.5 seconds off of Greg. You've got David rocking that 8-1-3-3. Oh, we got to slide out in the center. Greg keeping the inside line does swing around. They really just switched spots, truly, because David now 4/10 of a second off of Greg's pace here. You've got Greg the fast lap of 7.947. David 8-1-3-3. Nick a 7.987. Not too shabby. We're 30 seconds away from being halfway there. You guys are all still on the lead lap. fast laps came early on, and we're keeping
left.
to them at the halfway point. Greg on a 7.947. David on an 8.133. Just 1.5 seconds off of him. Nick rocking a 7.987. 2.7 seconds off of David.
Three minutes left.
3-minute mark now, drivers. 3 minutes remain. Greg, our leader. Passing me now on the backstretch. He's rocking around. Nice, fast, smooth laps. Hugging the inside walls when he can. Keeping it wide in some safe areas, though. You've got David in the 2 spot now. 1.9. 2.1, my bad. 2.1 seconds off of him. Also on the lead lap with him, though. With 2:30 remaining. He's got an 8.133 second fast lap, just the same as the leader. He's hugging those nice tight lines, keeping it consistent. He's having some turnarounds, but it's not really the end of it. If we're being honest, he can most definitely close this gap. We've got Nick in our 3 spot, currently still on the lead lap, but it does look like Greg's trying to come around to put Nick 1 lap down by the end of it. He's rocking that fast lap of a 7.987.
2 minutes left.
2-minute mark now, drivers. 2 minute.
One minute left.
Final 60 seconds now, drivers. Final 60. David 1.8 seconds off of the leader here. As David gets to about the halfway point of the backstretch, Greg is exiting the
45
backstretch.
seconds left.
Seconds. Can
30 seconds
Greg
left.
hang on? Greg, your leader. David in the 2 spot. It's the closest race we got. 1.2 seconds between Greg and David here. That is a backstretch the length.
15 seconds left. Greg Huey done.
I caught Greg.
David L done.
There's David. Good job, Nick.
Nick A Lee
He
done.
said I had to survive to get on the lead lap, but he did it. Everyone finishing on the 56 lapper. Greg on a 56 in the 8.0. David a 56 in the 8.03. Nick a 56 in the 8.08. Not too shabby for you 3 drivers. Coming at us live now, 25.5 TC, Greg, Dan, and Ed. Greg, Dan, and Ed. Marshals, let me get David, Nick, and a volunteer. David, Nick, and 1 volunteer. And then if I can get some guys to hang out for our last race, we'll definitely need 3 volunteers, 3 helpers.
1 minute to the start of the race.
You got stage fright, Elephant? I think we're gonna guest announce it together. I'm gonna pull up
45 seconds to the start of the race.
Yeah. What do I owe you? What do I owe you? Floppy toppy? Got 5000?
30 seconds to the start of the race.
Turn it hot to it. Give me props.
15 seconds to the start of the race.
Hate these. I can't stop. I'm on the main. I'm on red race 2. I gotta keep going so I can go on. Road. I'm just curious if I'm gonna finish this before Bill gets
Greg
here.
Huey.
Or if Bill's gonna say, fuck y'all, I'm not coming again. I was already up there once. He ain't
Dan
coming no more.
Renkamp.
What again?
Ed Reynolds.
I don't know. If he tries to come farther today, the first time he'd probably get like a little. But then the second time, it might be dust, bro. Just. It'd be like this. Just smoke comes out. Captain, we have a backfire. It was a dud. That gives a whole new meaning to shooting blanks. You're shooting puffs. We've got Nick looking for David and one volunteer. If we can get him, David and one volunteer. Chuck, cool. Thank you, Chuck. You guys' lineup will be. Are we all ready? Yeah. Any more warm up? No. They say you're good. Okay. Lineup on the back will be Greg in the 1, Dan in the 2, Ed in the 3. Alrighty, drivers, we are lined up and ready to rock. 25.5 TC A Manners on the tone in less than 5. Ooh, 3 goes to 2. Greg running away with your lead. Ed in the 2 spot. Dan to the 3. Oh, same wall on him. If you want to just flip him over and let him run from there, that's A-okay. Yep, you're all good. I don't know, there's 7 of them. He kind of don't do too good when there's a lot of cars out there. The boy don't do too good when there's a lot of cars out there. I'll have 7 of them. I said not too good. He does good, just not too good. When he gets 4 or 5,
4
he
minutes
probably
left.
gets that way. But I don't blame him. Pug getting hit. No, he don't want to get hit. I don't blame him. Ooh. Apparently NASCAR, you get small scale. Ooh, Greg's coming out with a hot lap. He said 9217. Okay. Dan rocking that 9507. Nice. Ed a 9542. Is that right? Dang, Greg just hit an 8003. He said no way. That's what I'm thinking, right? Like, that's quick. I had to look. I wasn't watching when you were making it by, but you could have been red on this side. Possibly, I guess.
3 minutes left.
our 3 minute mark. Greg, our leader out there. Dan rocking in the 2 spot. Ed the 3. Barrel rolling, turned around. Oh, good save, good save. Nice. Said I had my eyes on him. I was watching. We are just over the halfway point now, drivers. Just over the halfway point.
Two minutes left.
2 minutes remain now, drivers. 2 minutes. Greg has the lead. Rocking it on the center stretch right now. Center stretch. Haha. Backstretch. There he goes. Hello. Going into the middle off the right-hand side. Dan in our 2 spot. He's passing through the backstretch right now. He's passing by David. Likes to hug corners. Yeah, he's pretty happy. He's comfortable. Likes the wide line on the back. Nice and smooth out of that one. Ed rocking shortly behind him. He is in the 3 spot, 1 lap down from Dan. He's rocking that black and white. He also likes those inside lines. He's going with that leader right behind him, but they're both shooting down the backstretch. One little group on our final 65 seconds. Does get Greg around him, so they're just rolling together now.
1 minute left.
On the final 60. Which means coming up next is the Low Say NASCAR A-Main. You got 7 stack. So if I got any
45
drivers who
seconds
can
left.
volunteer, that'd be awesome. I only got one of these guys who can actually marshal. The other 2 are in the race.
Thirty seconds left.
30 seconds.
Fifteen seconds left.
I don't know if Ed's going to make another lap. It's going to be close. No, he'll be good. Maybe. Oop.
Ed Reynolds done.
Oh, I got you on the tone.
Dan Renkamp done.
Got him.
Greg Huey done.
And Greg for the win on the 32 and the 506. Dan on the 31 and the 505. Ed on a 29 and the 50. Thank you. Low C NASCAR A-Main Race 3 coming at you live. Your 7-man, Sean, Dan, Ed, Chuck, George, Matt, and Sal. Sean, Dan, Ed, Chuck, George, Matt, and Sal. Let me have Greg and 3 volunteers. We got 1 volunteer already, so Greg and 2 volunteers. We got any drivers in the pits hanging out that can give us a hand on our NASCAR main? Looking for Greg and 3 total.
One minute to the start of the race.
That's right.
45 seconds to the start of the race.
She was curious where she would find some posting for the
30 seconds to the start of the race.
Probably on Facebook. He said, I forgot about that shit.
15 seconds to the start of the race. Matt Hempstead.
Huh? I just told him
Tao. The unicorn. Dan Renkamp. Sean Bourne. The Greek. Ed Reynolds.
We got Greg and Nick. If we got anyone who can volunteer in the pits, we need 2 volunteers. If I got any 2 volunteers who can give us a hand, we got all 7 drivers checked in. All right, I'm pretty sure we got James and Manukai giving us a hand out here. You guys' lineup on the back will be Sean in the 1 spot, Dan in the 2, Ed in the 3, Chuck in the 4, George in the 5, Matt in the 6, Sal in the 7. We're rocking Sean 1, Dan 2, Ed 3, Chuck 4, George 5, Matt 6, Sal 7. Is that a body tuck? Really? Crazy. Oh no, Manu, you're good apparently. Thank you, David. Again? Y'all are deaf. Sean, Dan in 2, Ed 3, Chuck 4, George 5, Matt 6, Sal 7. Sal. Like 10 minutes. Alrighty, the 7 of you guys are lined up. Take it easy on that first turn. You got David down there. Be nice to him. Please. Alright, 7 of you guys on the tone. In less than 5. Oh, 3 wide. We got 1 turned over. 4 wheels up on the right. 1, 2, and 3, not looking too bad. 4 and 5 joining shortly behind them. Also not looking too shabby. Oh, it's a double run into the wall. Another double tap. Jesus. Watch out coming on the front. Watch out on the front. We got another turnaround and a hard hit. Oh, he landed it. He landed it. That was a hard smackaroo coming up. Leaders coming around, blue with the yellow wing, and those 2 cars behind him are on the lead lap. They're racing for the lead. Thank you, sir. Letting the leaders go by. We've got a turnaround coming up on the left-hand side. It is all clear. You got the 7 of you guys out there. Leaders are Sean, Dan, and Chuck. Do watch out for those leaders out there racing for the position. Coming through some lap traffic here. Very tight indeed. Nicely done, guys. 5 of you bunched up here.
4 minutes left.
You guys are very comfortable with these cars, very comfortable on the track. You got your number 1 out there, Sean, the number 2, Dan, the number 3, Chuck. R4 is George, Ed 5, Matt 6, Sal 7, low in the front. There you guys go, nice lines. Those 2 stayed very tight to keep it through. Not too bad. Whoa, mayhem down the back. It is a complete turnover. Off the back, stay low, stay low. Keep low, keep low. No, it's not clear yet. Keep low, keep low. All clear. We don't want to hit him at David. All 4 of the blues bunched up. Caution out there in the front right-hand side on the center. Oh, it's a hard barrel coming up on the left. Sean is still hanging out front. You've got Dan in the 2, Chuck 3, George
3
4,
minutes
Matt 5,
left.
Ed 6, Sal 7. 3-minute mark. Now drivers keep watching those lines in front and behind you, looking for an inside or an outside. All these blue bodies out here. Not too hard to get them confused, but geez, you guys aren't doing too shabby at all. Sean has the right idea. He's got those nice colorful wings so he can differentiate his car. Good job. Thank you for letting the leader come through. Oh, we got to turn around on the front, back flipping up into the right-hand side. Oh, a direct hit, and it's got back. It's back. All good. Well, let's see how Chuck's doing out there. Chuck is our number 3 driver. He is on the front stretch, rocking a nice line. He doesn't have very many cars behind him. He's got 2 cars ahead of him. I believe the car directly ahead of him is the number 2 driver. Maybe. Nope. 2 cars ahead of him is our number 2 driver. So he's about 2.5 seconds off of the number 2. 1 car in between them.
2 minutes left.
Now 2-minute mark. Now drivers 2 minutes. That's 2 cars separating our number 3 from the number 2. Oh, he gets through that one. There you go. Nicely done. Nicely done. Sean is your leader with a 10-7. Dan on a 10-9. Chuck on an 11-0. George on an 11-1. Ed on 10-8. Matt an 11-5. Sal a 14-4. This is about as much separation as we've had. That's not bad. I'll take it. Just a little bit. And just like that, there are groups. Oh, our leader getting a clip a little bit. Oh, watch out. Getting tight, riding the wall. Nope. Recovery. He's got it. Dipped out. Nicely done. 3 groups of 2s and the 3 of you guys. Oh, a barrel roll, traction roll on that bottom right-hand side there. Into the wall
1 minute
twice.
left.
You've got Sean, your leader, hanging tough. Dan in the 2, Chuck 3, George 4, Ed 5, Matt 6, Sal 7.
45 seconds left.
That's because the ball was probably tipped and the transponder found it on this side, so by the time they came around this side, they were out.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds. Got a group of 4 and a group of 2, and then 1 driver on a solo line. But this group of 4 right here is very interesting. The leader, the number 2, are part of that.
15 seconds left.
Ah! Traction! Caution out here in the center. Oh, you got it. You got it. Okay. Keep going till you hear your name.
Sean Bourne done.
Hello, Sean.
Ed Reynolds done.
Ed, Sal,
S. Al done.
Matt,
Matt Hempstead done.
George, Dan, and
Done.
Chuck. Oh, you
Dan Renkamp
sneaky,
done.
you sneaky sneakster.
Unicorn done.
Sean for the win, 27 in the 502, but Dan slips around Chuck at the very end. A 27 in the 510 for the 2. Chuck in the 3, a 27 in the 510. Ed in the 4, a 25 in the 505. George in the 5, a 25 in the 508. Matt in the 6, a 24 in the 506. Sal in the 7, a 19 in the 505. All right, drivers, that does conclude this evening's racing program.